Happy Friday. What's that Christmas show where is it the little snowman in Rudolph that comes in and says happy birthday? Or it's Frosty the Snowman, right? Does he come in and say happy birthday? Let me say some hellos. I did a blanket hello in the chat, but I'm not sure if Ashley's back yet. She popped in to say she's got to put the little one down for a nap. So hopefully she will be back before the stream is over today. Jesse and Lisa. Lazy Days Ahead, Jesse and Lisa. I'm guessing that is Jesse, mod father extraordinaire, my friend from Texas. And I'll apologize in advance. We have two. They're pretty puppyish. So MJ is here. She'll be a year old in June. And Gucci is here, and she will be 2 years old, I think next month. I think April is her birthday. And she's just a wild child anyway. So when you get her together with little MJ, and can y'all hear me? I just realized I don't have my mic very close. When you get those two together, it's almost a disaster. They just don't know how to be still. And when they are around each other to kind of feed off of each other, Katie barred the door. So I'll apologize because it's very likely that if Richard's not home soon, I will have to jump up in just a minute and put these girls in their crates or put one in a crate. That usually works. Interestingly enough, if Gucci's in a crate, MJ just does what the other dogs are doing. So if they're sleeping, she sleeps. If they're chewing on an elk antler or something, she gets a toy and chews on it. She doesn't run and climb and jump and go bananas. And if she's in the crate and Gucci's out, same thing. Gucci does whatever the other dogs are doing. They take their cues from that. But when those two girls are out together, it's just nonstop. We sleep good at night only because little MJ is trait craned and her mom prefers that she sleep in a crate at night anyway. So they can't be together to fuel each other's fires. But it's a muddy, soupy, gross mess in the backyard. So they haven't had quite as much time outside today. So that's going to work to my disadvantage because typically on Fridays, all the dogs, if the weather's nice, they get lots of time outside so they can just run themselves ragged. Then by showtime, all they want to do is sleep. It's so gross outside that I haven't let them be outside as long. And it's pretty chilly today here. So let me get back to my friends in the chat. Hello, Mom of 4 boys. Thanks for being here. You'll have to tell me sometime what your age spans are for your boys. I think I've shared with you before. I had my 4 in 5 years. Hello, David Hunt. How are you? All right. So that's everyone that is in the chat right now. As always, when you visit my chats, check out the channels of the chatters that come to hang out with us. Lots of great stuff for you to enjoy at their channels. Oh, that's funny. I've been trying to set up Nightbot, y'all, and obviously I'm not doing a good job, so I'm going to have to get with Devil Dog or somebody. I had that subscribe thing. Oh, but you can try this. Try exclamation point. Let me see if it works on mine. Oops. If I have it set right, if you type that, exclamation RKR, I think it will drop your link. I'm typing that in the StreamYard chat, so I don't know what that does. And let's go over some channel stats right quick. I have Shane in the green room, so we'll be bringing him up in just a little bit. I would love for him to share his story with you all. Again, if that doesn't work, Jesse, then I'm just going to need some help from you or Devil Dog or somebody, because I know you've got, I think you have to put the exclamation point in front of it. I know you've got stuff in your chats, Jesse, that automatically run. I've got some automatic things in my Nightbot too that, you know, like every 10 minutes it's supposed to say whatever message, and every, I don't know, 12 minutes. So I don't know what I'm not doing right, but I'd like to use it where it might be fun to use it. Girls, Gucci, come here. Come to me. Gucci, come. Good girl. I want you to chill, okay? Please chill. That's not polite. It's not polite to be crazy during a live stream. MJ, same for you. I want you to be nice and polite. Go find something to chew on and chew on it. No, there. Oh, you can have this. Yes, you can have this. There, go chew on that. Get it, get it, get it. Okay, well, now we're going to have to hear a squeaky toy, but I'd rather hear a squeaky toy than worry that these girls are going to break something or hurt each other. Anyway, so off track there. I got all squirrely. Let's pull up the channel stats right quick. Let me let you guys see the progress that our channel members and previous guests on the show have enjoyed in the last week. Share screen. And then let me know, too, for the second half of the show today, if you are interested in seeing me put together, you would get a sneak peek, put together a cover video. So I've done the recording. I just have not combined and compiled them in my editing software. So let me know. Okay. So I'll get with you or Eddie or somebody, Jesse, to see what I'm not doing right with my Nightbot. All right. So our friends Nina and Boyce at Rooted in Texas, obviously Texas neighbors of ours, have gained a couple of subscribers this week. They're at 824. That comment, that F column there, obviously indicates that they do have new content up since the last time. Since last Friday in the last week. And then I had this little note about they have a short up this week, and I think it's a must-watch short because I just think it's hilarious. So we don't need that whole screen, do we? So I had that little note to remind y'all to go check out Nina and Boyce's most recent short from a couple of days ago. Check this out. Ordered Steps. Isn't it exciting when just the magic kicks in and you get some traction and things just start taking off? Now, we all know it kind of goes up and down. So there's not a way to guarantee that these numbers are going to look like this or that this is a trend yet. But check that out. She has grown to 644 subscribers this week. So she was hovering around 200 for, 6 or 8 months, and then took off just a couple of weeks ago. My friend Akashi Chris at Mindforked has gained 10 subscribers in this last week. She's at 369. Our friend and Texas neighbor Byron at 12 Stones Ranch is holding on to his 1,760-something subscribers. Our Australia friend Joe Hupp is holding on to his 289 subscribers. My friend Weave at the previous Weave's World, the channel's just not called Weave now, is holding on to his 3,080 subscribers this week. We do have a lot of green, but obviously you see some people just holding steady right now. Our friends Joe, Sue, and their daughter Angel, she's in a lot of their videos. They have grown to 1,100 subscribers this week. My friend Ann Dale is at 7,320 this week. So lost a few subscribers. Again, not a big deal. And it does happen. She has been still broadcasting. She does her live streams several times a week. I don't think she's had a new video go out in a while, but she's also done some traveling. I think there was a meetup maybe that she attended, so that could have an impact on the upload schedule. Our new friend and channel member Eagles Trekker is up to 335 this week. Laura at Hedgehog's Homestead is up to 1,420 something this week. My friend and channel member Seth the Welsh is holding on to his 55 subscribers. Again, not a lot of new content there. He's not actively trying to grow the channel, but I still love for you guys to check out what our channel members and previous guests have on their channels. My friend Katie at Mayfield Ranch, there's a nice growth spurt right there. She's up to 754 today. John at Home Bartending with John is up to 311. There's virtually new content every day on his channel, so there's always going to be something for you to watch. Yeah, none of those things are working. That's annoying. But I'm not going to pretend like I'm very tech savvy, so I just don't know how to set it up. Stephen, my friend, also from Texas, lives in Arlington, about an hour from South Lake here, is up to 331 today. My friend David Hunt, who's in the chat, is up to 527. So as long as we can keep those columns green, we're on the right track. Brittany and Big K at Flannel Hill Farm are up to 144 today. Paradox Fossils up to 530 today. Nora the Stock Explorer has gained 20 something subscribers in the last week. She's up to 1,560 something. My friend LB at Woman Outdoors is holding on to her 1,140 something subscribers. I almost think I may have seen a post from her that she's had some internet issues. So I think a live that was supposed to have happened maybe didn't happen. My new friend and channel member Mark at Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. I say that I've known him a long time because I met him at Tuber Chat, but just recently became a channel member. He's at 1,080 80 something subscribers this week. Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa, the Montfather. He's in the chat today. You guys be sure and meet him. He is also known to be quite a famous Christmas character. So if you haven't met him yet or seen him yet, you can take a look and you'll know who that is. They are up to 1,330 something subscribers. They are home now, safe and sound, back near the Houston area after some adventures and travels up to the Pacific Northwest and back. And if you missed those live streams, you get to see a lot of sites by following along and letting them take you on the journey. And then for previous guests on the show, my friend and Texas neighbor, Multi-Hunter 24/7, is up to 645 subscribers this week. Tiffany at Mud and Mascara has lost a subscriber. Again, not a lot of new content because she's gone back to work. So it can have an impact on your channel's growth and the direction that you head at times. So she's down to 416. Our friends Devin and Ryan at Our New Land, they hit that 1,000 mark sometime last week. They are at 1,020 something this week. Again, the blue column, the asterisks here indicate that there's new content starting Sunday. So for this calendar week, there's new content on the channel. Hello, Joe, Sue, and Angel at the Bud Files. Thanks for being here today. My friend Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead is up to 730 subscribers today. My friend Robin at What the Flock is up to 450. I don't know if you guys remember, but she was kind of just holding steady for a long time because she was taking a break. She started putting out videos again, I think 2 weeks ago. She's done at least one live stream that I got to see and just look how it's had a positive impact on channel growth, and she's gained some subscribers now in this last couple of weeks. My friend Lee at First Floor Audio, another amazing musician. He and David, guys, check it out. It's like medicine. He is at 1,070 something subscribers today. Rich New Design is picking up subscribers again, y'all, because he is back on track, putting out videos, doing live streams, teaching about editing, and then just having some raucous fun late nights sometimes at his channel. So he is up to 323 subscribers today. Our friends Jeff and Lorena, Texas neighbors at Back to Country Homestead, are down 1 to 447 today, 547 today. They do have a new video just in the last couple of days, but who's to say? YouTube can be kind of fickle. Our friends Ronnie and Brittany in California are up to 578. Still no new content from them, but they'll be back. I know once this Loofah Lady show is done and over and stuff has been shipped out, she'll have a lot more time to devote to creating videos for us. My friend Ashley at CNC Farm, again, just still blowing and going. She's going to pass by a lot of us very soon. She's at 1,420 something subscribers today. My friend on YouTube and off, Vicky Lund, Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund, is up to 892 subscribers today. We've got 3 or 4 channels now that we're really, really looking at that 1,000 subscriber mark coming up fast and furious. So get in on that. Get on that train. So she's at 892. My friend Adam Sky in the UK is up to 227 today. Again, almost guaranteed to find uploads, new content every day at his channel. He took the break because of the health issue with his sister. But I have seen him posting again this week. So I'm happy to see, because I think he enjoys that. And I'm sure that's good for him to have that outlet. My friend Dino at the Late Late Horror Show, up to 102,000 something subscribers today. Jesse's trying real hard to keep up with me reading these off the list. He's told me before he tries to post the links as I say the names, but sometimes I go too fast. So my friend Dawn Ray B is up to 447 subscribers today. Our friends Jen and Steve at Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve are up to 845 subscribers today. Again, check out all these channels that are in the 800s or the upper 800s even, because it's just a little hop, skip, and a jump to get to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. And that's a huge milestone for any content creator. And if you want to be monetized, for those who don't have channels or are maybe new to YouTube and you don't realize how it works. And hello, John at Pedrosa Travel. Thanks for being here. You have to have 1,000 subscribers before you're eligible at all to be monetized, to make a little money off of YouTube. And then you have to have 4,000 watch hours. So that's why it's so critical that content be consistent and that you have videos so that when people stop by your channel, there's stuff for them to watch, because it's watch hours and subscriber counts that get channels monetized and then keep them monetized once they reach that milestone. But that 1,000 subscribers is always the easiest to see and measure and help with, I think. So I just highlight that when we look at these numbers that are so close. So Dr. Lund at 892, Adam Sky at 227. Okay, Dino, Don Ray, Jan. My friend Nancy at Our Treasured Home is at 893 subscribers today. Look at her and Dr. Lund right there neck and neck. And then Medium Ninja, which was formerly known as Fat Ninja DM, has lost a couple of subscribers. There has not been any content in a few weeks now. So I'm still not sure what the status of the channel was going to be. I thought Christopher maybe would be kind of just taking the reins and keeping it going, but he may still be trying to work out some scheduling issues. And then, drum roll, please, my friend David, Texas neighbor at Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion, hit the 2,000 mark and went above it. That's been his goal. He hoped to do it by the end of the year last year. I think we're close enough to that it's a win. He's at 2,020 something subscribers today. My friend Peter Tragos at Lawyer You Know is at 211,000 subscribers today. So if you've seen the other roundups in the weeks leading up to this one, he's picking up 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers every week consistently. And before he hit that 200,000 subscriber mark, he was picking up, sometimes 3,000 to 5,000 subscribers in a week. So again, always there is new content there every day. Check him out. You'll learn a lot. You'll meet a lot of great people in his chat. My friend Ralph at Web is holding on to his 148 subscribers. My friend Amanda at Bare Bones Living is up to 645 subscribers today. And another drum roll. I have been waiting to tell you guys about this for a long time. Danielle at Danny Days Ahead has hit and surpassed the 1,000 subscribers mark. I'm so proud of her. I'm so excited for her. And again, a lot of great content at the channel. And I encourage you to go and check her out and become a part of that little family. So she's at 1,040 something subscribers as of when I ran the numbers a couple of hours ago. My friend John at Pedrosa Travel, here's another one in that 800 subscriber range, meaning 1,000 subscribers is right around the corner. He's at 831 subscribers today. My friend Angela at The Inquisitive Farm Wife is up to 1,430 something today. Millionaire Paul is holding on to his 222 subscribers. Girls, Gucci, thank you. He's holding on to 222. My friend Tom Salta continuing to pick up a few subscribers here and there. He's at 797. Again, he's not actively trying to grow the channel. There's a lot of good content there, but he is spending all of his time producing music and writing for games and conducting workshops. And so it's just every now and then that he'll take some time to upload something to YouTube. But it's still a fun channel, and he's a longtime personal, real-life friend of mine through gaming. And then at the end, let's see. Oh, I don't know why I have myself. I guess we didn't have anybody on this particular day. So we're at RichKatRanch is at 1,959 today. So we're still dreaming about that 2,000 subscribers mark, y'all. My friend Marin at Palma Pioneer Pantry is at to 293 subscribers today. My friend Sparrow Spalding is up to 1,230 something subscribers today. Kenny and Debbie at The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie are up to 575. Bearded Eagle is up to 941. Come Hither with Heather. She is up to 861 today. Can y'all hear them? Can y'all hear the girls growling and fussing at each other? I mean, they're just playing, but And then Steve Robson Photography has rebranded the channel. It is now called Wild Macro Art. He does have a new short up, y'all. I think it's an awesome short because they live in Australia and there's all kinds of wildlife around. And so in the short, you'll get to see this little creature that they caught that got into their house. And they checked him out to be sure he was okay. And then they released him. So I won't give it away by telling you what it was. But I ate that up. I just thought that was so fun. And I mean, I kind of like to find one of those in my house, but it might not get to go back outside. I might have to turn it into a pet. So check that out. And then today I have in the green room, Shane from ParaLife TV, your everyday wheelchair ninja. I know, are going to be inspired and motivated and blessed to have him on the channel today. So I'll be asking him some channel questions and then some questions just about his life. I hope he'll, again, just leave you guys energized and motivated. There's just, no excuses when you meet Shane and hang out with him. So let's bring him up. Let me stop sharing my screen and we'll bring him up. All right. Don't be picking your nose or anything, Shane.
I know.
No. How are you?
Just finished. Doing good.
Yeah, he timed it just right, y'all. So tell me what weather is doing. Y'all, Shane is in Canada. Yep. What's weather doing up there? Because it's cold and wet and gross here.
Today it is blue skies, sunny, and it's actually pretty warm. It's only plus 7 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
So we have about 3 feet of snow on the ground. Like I'm looking out my window, and the snow is like almost level up to my sill. So
wow,
it's a little bit of drifting. So I can like probably open my window and stick my arm out because I'm on the ground level. So yeah, we get a lot of snow.
So when you've gone skiing here this last couple of weeks, how far from home do you go skiing?
It's about 25-minute drive.
Oh, wow. But still, does that not, that still tells us how much snow is around that you only have to go that far.
Yeah.
We would have to drive like 15 hours to get someplace where there's enough snow.
Oh, really?
To ski. And that's only, has it been snowing in Colorado, y'all? I'm only thinking of Colorado. So, there must be snow in Colorado because our neighbors across the street just got back from a ski trip like 2 weeks ago. So there must be snow there.
Yeah, but it's melting fast. It's melting fast. Like when I was in the woods skiing last night, and it's going fast. Like I probably won't be able to get out. Maybe once or twice more. I'll probably be able to get out skiing, and then next week it'll be gone. So we're gonna get a lot of rain this weekend.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna go look and see what that crashing sound was. Girls, cool it. Oh, I think she just dropped that big rubber ball thing. That's what it was. Come here, MJ. Come and lay down. Show me lay down. Show me. No, Gucci, don't come over here and get her stirred up. Go. Thank you. Oh, it's just like having the human kids at home. So typically I start off by asking some YouTube channel related questions, and then we switch to just questions about you. And you can take it wherever you want to take it. So if we get off on tangents or something, that's allowed. It's just the whole purpose is so that people can get to know you. I'm a firm believer that if people like you, if people like the content creator, they will support the channel and they'll watch what you upload just because they like you, even if it's not something they had ever sought out or watch anyplace else. So, I know you have some inspiration to share with us. So that's that's what I want. I want them to get to know you so that we can help grow your YouTube family here.
Yeah, and thanks for having us on there. Thanks for inviting me and reaching out.
I'm just so excited that you were willing to be on. And hello, Market Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. How are you? I hope I didn't miss anyone coming in. If so, hello, and I'll be watching the chat to make sure I can greet you. But my first question is always, what motivated you to start your YouTube channel?
Good question. Well, I wanted to start a YouTube channel years ago, probably back like 2008, 2009. I was thinking I should start a YouTube channel just because I was really heavily into sports. My wife and I, we just had twins, and I was like, I want to show people that it is possible to, to have a family, to be involved in the community while, you're living life in a wheelchair, right? But I never did. I just kind of put it on the back burner. I just got too busy. And plus, I wasn't really that techie, so I wasn't sure, how to upload videos and edit. So I was like, no, it's just that's too much for me. I'll stick to email. How my Hotmail account's about as far as I went back then. Right? So, but then years went on. Then when COVID hit, I was like, okay, you got to do it now because I'm a little more techie now. I know how to upload videos and this and that. The editing part took some time, still taking some time learning. But even prior to COVID, I would go into schools to talk to students, whether it be about accessibility, wheelchair accessibility, or different sports that are available for people with mobility issues, that type of thing, just to bring awareness, right? And then when the school was shut down because of COVID, I was like, okay, I still got to get it out there somehow. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do this YouTube thing. So I started tinkering around with it. And I think my very first video was just me working out in my garage when everything was on lockdown. And then, like I said, it's raw. It's just no editing at all. I don't even think it has a thumbnail. But just kind of went from there. And I kind of got the bug where I enjoyed making the videos. I enjoyed kind of showing people and teaching people different things about life and just different activities that I do.
All right. So do you have a day job now? Do you?
Yep. Yeah. I work full time for our province, and I've been at this job. I work for the Power Commission. And so I've been with the Power Commission for 22 years now.
Wow. So, okay. Yeah. So does that mean you like it?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. I got to say that because I'm live, right?
Oh. Yeah, good answer. Yeah.
I love it. No, I like it. It's a great company to work for. It is a great company.
I could tell you meant it because you didn't have to think about your answer. So
yeah.
So that's
I work from home. I work from home now, so it's fantastic. Yeah.
And then, so when you're not doing that job and you're not doing YouTube related things, do you have hobbies? What other things? You've got kids, so I know that takes up some time, but what other things do you do when you're not doing YouTube or day job stuff?
Yeah, it's family time. But my kids are older now. They're 16, and you know how 16-year-olds are. They kind of want to be on their own and do their own thing, so we're mostly just a taxi, which is great because my parents did it for me, for my sports and my friends, so I have no problem taking my kids wherever they want to go and picking them up because that's basically what we signed up for, right? So, but other than that, it's hobbies I like to do. I love watching movies. Like I love the movies. I've always loved, ever since I was a kid, love the movies. Other hobbies that I do. Let me think here. I kind of collect stuff. I love collecting. I don't have one particular item that I collect. I collect all kinds of things like hockey cards, sports cards, like sports memorabilia, like jerseys. I collect musical instruments, different things like that. Antique stuff, like old things. If I see that look pretty cool, I'll buy them just because they look really cool. And sometimes I'll flip them. I'll buy and sell. It depends what it is. If I can make a few bucks here and there, a little side business that I do. So yeah, I do that. Auctions I do. There's a local auction here. It's online, and it's actually about 30-minute drive from my house. So I'll go online, and my daughter and I will bid on stuff, and if we win anything, we'll pick it up, and then sometimes we keep it, and sometimes we sell it. Just
okay.
Depends. Yeah.
So do you have on your channel, do you have any favorite videos or videos you're most proud of?
I think the one I'm most proud of would be my walking video that I put on probably 2 years ago now, because I'm really like when I walk, it's not really a smooth kind of walk, and I have to use the aid of forearm crutches, and I don't walk that often because one, my hands have crutches in them, so I can't grab or hold anything. So if I go into a store, I can't really do any shopping, and plus, like my walk is not all that fast, and I'm really shaky. So it's really took a lot for me to stand up and show the world, how I walk, because it's just not your typical type of walk, right?
Right.
So I don't know if I'm really self-conscious about it, but it just took a lot for me to get up and show that. But I figured people did need to know, because I was told in 1998 when I was hurt, I was told as soon as I came out of it, I was in a coma for a week. I was told as soon as I woke up by the doctor that I would never be able to walk again. So I figure I should show people that, you put your mind to it and your heart into it and work hard, that you can get back up on your feet.
Yeah, and I wanted to say in that particular video, so there's a link for that at my community tab. You guys can check that video out. And in that video, I don't know if you noticed the thumbnail or not the thumbnail, the backdrop I have for us today. There's a plaque on your kitchen dining room wall. And I've got it in this backdrop here.
Let me see.
I don't know if you can see it behind me. In this house, we laugh a lot. We're patient most of the time. And that really, I was just so moved by that. And I thought that's got to be a lot of what you live by. And I wanted to share that on the screen here just because it really stood out to me as I'm watching you share that process with us. And, instantly I'm convicted because it's something I take for granted, right? I get up, I walk, I don't even think about it. Most of us probably don't think about it. And then I saw all that you have to go through to do it. And I saw that sign hanging on the wall and I thought, wow, okay, I'm already inspired. I'm already, I just already have I hope a better perspective on things. So I just wanted to tell you that's why I put that on this backdrop, because it really touched me to see that in your house in the video.
We for the most part, it's like that. But like I said, you get teenagers.
Are the twins both girls?
Boy, girl.
Okay. Yeah. Those are the kind of twins I always thought it would be neat to get.
Yeah.
Because I'm just crazy like that. So what is one thing you always keep in the back of your mind when you're creating a video, when you're filming a video? What's one thing that you're keeping in mind?
I don't know. I think mostly it's trying to stay on point, I guess, because I like to go off on tangents quite a bit. Like I'll get rambling along and I'll go off and I'll say, okay, I gotta stop talking. Let's get back to what I'm doing. And actually, it's not really in the back of my mind. I say it vocally. I think in my last skiing video, I did that a couple times where I just start going off on a tangent on something else. And I was like, oh, focus, back, let's go. So it's one thing that, I'm not short on words. I'd like to chat. It takes me, my kids and my wife, because I'm a local boy here in Fredericton, like where I'm from. It's a small city. It's about 50 to 60,000, I guess. And, hometown boy. And if I go into the mall just for a quick in and out, it doesn't happen. So they hate coming with me because I'm talking to people because I know people. People know me because, I grew up here. So it's a good hour and a half before I get out of that mall just to go get a dozen eggs or something. But
so
yeah,
go ahead. Have you had any crazy YouTube moments? Crazy interactions or weird people in the comments or showing up in a live stream chat or?
I don't think so. Not right off the top of my head that I remember. No, I don't. Now after we end our conversation, I'll probably be like, "Oh yes, this happened. Oh yes, that happened."
You can post that on your community tab. Yeah, I'll take that out.
I have some bloopers that I put in some of my. If I do have a blooper, I will put it at the end of my video. And sometimes I'll mention it in the description to watch out for bloopers. Yeah, something like that. I'll keep them in there.
Hello, Dancing Along with Reynolds and Katie at Mayfield Ranch. Thank y'all for being here. What's your favorite thing about YouTube?
I think it's the interaction with people. Like there's a whole side of YouTube I didn't know about, like meeting people like you and just the communities within. Like it's like so positive. And I was like, wow, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was just gonna be, okay, I'll make a video, post it. That's it.
Yeah, same here.
And then you start developing relationships and friendships, and it's great. Like it's the whole world. Yeah, I'm talking. You're in whereabouts are you located again?
We're in Southlake, Texas, very close to Fort Worth.
Yeah, and I'm up here in New Brunswick, Canada. Two opposite ends.
Yeah,
here we are connected, so it's amazing.
Yeah. And what's your least favorite thing about YouTube then?
I think I find I don't do as much now, but I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself to get a video out every certain amount of days. Like I try not to go longer than 4 days without a video. But then I got into a habit of putting in shorts because shorts were so easy, so quick, and I could just pop it on and go do what I had to do. But then I kind of started getting away from shorts again, still putting them out, but not as much, but starting to get back to my roots where I want to kind of share and kind of to educate people more. Because the shorts, they're like what? anywhere from a minute, maximum a minute long.
Yeah.
So there's not really much I can get out that way, but it was just
Yeah.
kind of like an easy fix for a busy time. But yeah, pressure on myself would probably be the most challenging thing I find with YouTube. And I got to learn to ease off a little bit and just still have fun with it.
Yeah. Can you see the comments when I put them up on the screen, or you?
Yep.
So I don't know if you're aware of Creekside Maples. That's another YouTube channel. Joni and Tony. Yeah. Joni and Tony up in Canada. So you can look them up. You got some neighbors up there.
Yep.
And does anybody help you with your channel? I know obviously someone does some of the filming for you at times. I'm guessing it's your wife, but does anyone else help with filming or editing or coming up with ideas?
Yeah, when I first started, because I had no idea how to do editing or a thumbnail, I'd have either my son or my daughter, mostly my son. He would video for me, and you can hear him once in a while giggling in the back. And he'd make me thumbnails, and then eventually, like probably for the first year and a half, he would do all the thumbnails for me and editing. But then I just kind of started taking over. So I do my thumbnails and editing now, and I mostly do my own videoing, unless it's something like instructional, I guess. Like when I do my skiing, I do that by myself.
Right.
But I can't remember the last video I had where someone else was doing the videoing for me. I think it might have been, I can't remember now, but typically I do them myself. I'll set up my camera. It's time consuming because you try to set your camera up, make sure you get the right angle and you're far enough away. And so it's
okay. Yeah. If you could collaborate with any other YouTuber, who would it be?
Oh gosh, I don't know. There's so many good ones out there. We're all rocking. They're all rocking. I don't know. There's a fella. Like I love karaoke too, right? I guess that's the kind of hobby. I don't sing a whole lot, but I love, like when I'm here at work, I'll put my headphones on and I'll put on a karaoke channel and I'll just listen to the people singing. I just love that because they're all having fun and stuff. But there's a guy, Time to Get Going, from out in California, and I really love listening to First Floor Audio. His Saturday nights, like just the music he comes up with, it just blows me away at times. And but there's so many. Like I jump around to a lot so I can get in. But yeah, to collaborate, I couldn't just do one, but like just to mention those two, it's just the karaoke and then like music, because I do love music. Like I love music too, and I should say I'm a collector of music as well. I collect records and all that kind of stuff too.
Do you play any instruments? Did I see you say in one of Lee's that you're learning to play something?
I play them my own way. So there's no formal training. I just get on and go. Like I don't know if you can see. I just bought this
guitar.
drum.
Yeah, guitar. Yeah.
There's a guitar there. I just bought that drum.
Oh yeah.
I just bought that drum the other day. I found it at like a Value Village for like $19 or $20. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna learn how to play it. So I get on it. I start banging. Cats go crazy. I'm not all over the place. So yeah, I have fun with it. Yeah, I have fun with them. I have a piano too that I tinker with and play, and I just have fun.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be for.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody would enjoy it if it just turned into something about work. Hello, yeah, Amber Angel's Truth. How are you? And what would you most like for your subscribers and people who visit your channel? What would you most want them to know about you?
To know about me? That I guess I'm open. I'm willing to answer any questions that they have. Because like no one really thinks about living life from a wheelchair or having any kind of a disability, unless, there are people that are born with a disability, right? But for myself, where I was born perfectly able, you don't really plan for that. And you don't think, what if that happens? You just kind of live life. And then all of a sudden it happens and your life is kind of stopped for a moment to get gathered. But just to let people know that, like, I'm open to any questions, and if you have any video ideas that you'd like to see, or if you know somebody that I can help, I even chat with people. I go into the Stan Cassidy. It's a rehabilitation center we have here for spinal cord injury and head injured patients. And I'll go in there from time to time and speak to people. Just, say, hey, you just gotta give it a shot. Life's not over, life's not over. So
I got the squirt bottle out to tell the
hey,
girl.
yeah, my mom's got one. My mom's got one of those.
I knew that was coming. So I'd love for you. I'm sure, because you go around and talk with students and people in rehabilitation centers and such. I imagine you have kind of a story, that you have something that you tell. And if you are willing, I would love for you to just share with us your story, how about your injury and your road to recovery. And
yeah, I'd love to share. So back in 1998, I was 22 years old, and I was working out in Kenora, Ontario. Now it's probably it's not quite halfway across the country from where I am, but it's pretty close. And and on my way home, but I used to like to party a lot. Okay, I still like to party, but minus the alcohol. But 22 years old, I was coming home from the bar with some friends, and I leaned over a rail, and very intoxicated, no judgment. And I leaned over a rail while we were crossing not a walking bridge, sorry, but an overpass bridge with railroad tracks underneath. And I leaned over, pretty tall guy, and I leaned over too far, lost my balance, and I flipped down 40 feet onto railroad tracks. And from there, I don't remember a thing. It was about a week later, I woke up at the Winnipeg hospital. I was in a coma for a week, induced coma because of the swelling in my brain, because I incurred a head injury as well as a spinal cord injury. So when I woke up about a week later, the doctor came in and said, you had an accident, you suffered a spinal cord injury, and at your T12 vertebrae level, and you won't be able to walk for the rest of your life. So I was like, thanks, bud. I was like, that's what I really wanted to hear after waking up. But that was the reality of it at that point. So I was just like, I had no idea. Like, I don't think it was the fact that he said I wasn't able to walk again anymore. I think it was at that point, I was trying to figure out what the heck happened, because I have no memory of that. I have memory of just leaving the bar that night. From that, leaving that door, taking that last step outside the door, it's just shut off for a week. I had no idea what happened. So I had a lot of questions, one big blank to fill in. So I think that really didn't quite hit me that he said that I wasn't going to walk anymore. I had a spinal cord injury, and I think I was just trying to figure out what the heck happened. Anyways, I kept getting answers. I had friends with me there that day, and I called them up and I asked them questions, and they kind of told me what happened. And basically, I didn't blame anybody. I just said to myself, hey, I screwed up. It's my fault. Let's go forward from here. I didn't have a pity party or anything like that. I just said, okay, it is what it is. Where do we go from here? So now the story kind of twists a little bit here, because the doctor in Winnipeg said I wasn't going to be able to walk again. So where I was in Winnipeg, Manitoba, I was going to fly home back to New Brunswick for my rehabilitation. So I spent 2 months in Winnipeg hospital on bed rest because they didn't want me to move. They didn't operate on me. They just wanted 2 months of bed rest. And then when I was able to get up out of bed into a wheelchair and get a little more mobile, then I was able to fly home. So that's what I did. Went to the Stan Cassidy Rehab Center. And now in there, my new doctor, he came in and he says, first, I want to get a new evaluation of you. I'm looking at these x-rays that the doctor sent me from Winnipeg. He says, I think you're T12 incomplete. And I'm like, what the heck is it incomplete? I don't even know what that means. And he says, basically, your spinal cord is not totally severed. There still could potentially be nerves intact, right? I was like, oh, okay. Still, I'm like, I don't know what that is, but we'll ride with it. So I went down, got another x-ray, And sure enough, I was diagnosed as incomplete T12 spinal cord injury. So after that, the doctor explained to me incomplete. So basically, all my nerves weren't severed in my spinal cord injury. So there's still signals getting fired from my brain down, back up to my brain to say, hey, move this, move these legs, move these legs. And I was like, okay, cool. So the doctor told me, he's like, now, if you have feeling, if you have movement, just keep working. It's going to take, hard work, but we're going to try to get you up on your feet. But it's really up to you if you want to go that route or not. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So right away, I kind of had goals set that I was going to get back up and walking again. And during that time, near the end of my time at the Winnipeg Hospital, I could start moving my leg a little bit, my right leg. And by the time I got to the Stan Cassidy, I had a lot of tingles in my legs and tingling in my feet, just like your feet were asleep and they're starting to wake up, a tingling feeling. So I knew that I was going to get something back because I know signals are getting fired down there to go. So after about 4 months of the Stan Cassidy, and at the end of my rehabilitation, I was up and walking in full leg braces, forearm crutches, unassisted. So I was pretty proud of that, pretty happy, and I had such a support system behind me, my family, my friends. It was just amazing, right from the get-go. So I really never had a chance to kind of get sucked down that hole of depression or anything like that. I just kind of kept my head up and kept moving forward that way. So I had goals before I got hurt. I had dreams, aspirations, and they just kind of got a little delayed. They kind of got stalled, and I had to change directions a little bit because I was going to go to school for forestry. I worked in the woods prior to my accident and really enjoyed that, and I wanted to make a career out of it. So obviously that had to be kind of altered a bit, and I had to kind of rethink things, but still that kind of shows that I still wanted to set goals for myself, right, for my future, which I did. I ended up going back to school when I got released out of the Stan Cassidy. Back home, I lived with my mom. We got a ramp put in and a wheelchair accessible shower so I could live there on the first level. So I went back to work. I got a job at Zeller's where I'd worked when I was a kid. I went back to work at Zeller's. It's a big department store. It's kind of like a Walmart, but it's no longer around. It's went out of business. So while I was working at Zeller's, I went back to school. I took a couple courses there for a business just to kind of get back in the swing of things because I was going to go back to university. And then that's where I got a job placement for my current job that I'm in now. And that's where I've been working for 22 years. And a lot of my, I'm going to backtrack a bit, but a lot of, I'm going to say, how do I say this? A lot of the support that I had, I said, it was my family and friends, but I got into a group of people. That were kind of the same situation as I was. We had an ailment of some sort that left us confined to a wheelchair. And what they did was they came in, they talked to me about different opportunities that were out there, especially in the sporting world, because I was very athletic as a kid. I played all sports. And that was from time to time, the thing that crossed my mind was how am I going to play sports? Am I going to play hockey again? Am I going to play baseball again? Am I going to play basketball again? That type of thing. And so I had no idea that there was another world out there for adaptive sports. And so I met this fella. He came in and introduced me to wheelchair basketball. So I went out and practiced with these guys. This is when I was in the Stan Cassidy. I just went out to watch them. I didn't go out and play or anything like that. I was just kind of watching. I didn't want to get into anything like that because they were going pretty fast and they were pretty rough. And I was like, no, I don't think so. Not today. And then I went out a second time, and then my physiotherapist just kind of pushed me out on the floor and said, go shoot the ball around. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I will. But I ended up falling in love with the sport. And I took it to all different kinds of levels. Played with our provincial team here in New Brunswick. I played on the Canadian national team for a few years, traveled the world playing basketball. Loved it. And that was an outlet for me too, was sports, working out. That was an outlet, whether it was going hand cycling, just, when I got tired of just being in the office all day, right after work, I would either hit the gym, play some basketball, or go for a bike ride, or go for a ski, just to do something to break it up. And that was like kind of my time. That's what kind of helped me, through those days of just kind of being stuck inside the house. So, yeah, I'm open to any questions too. I'm gonna backtrack again. I can't forget this part. While I was in the Stan Cassidy, that's where I had met my future wife. She was a nurse there at the Stan Cassidy, and it wasn't until after I got out, I was released, that we just kind of started running into each other out, at this pub or wherever, and then I'd still go into the Stan Cassidy for outpatient, so I'd still go in twice a week just for physio. And then we'd sit there and chat with her, and I'd chat with her, and she would chat back and forth. But anyways, that's, how I met my wife.
So there's a love story in the middle of this overcoming obstacle story too. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I am curious about in chat. So if you have questions for Shane, and Amber Angel's Truth wants you to know that you are an inspiration to her. So gosh. I know she mentioned that she's been in some of your lives, and she's made comments in your videos and your lives. Yeah. And I think she'll probably be reaching out to you about maybe doing a guest spot on her channel at some point. So be watching for that. But I'm curious about, so when I think of spinal injuries, right, I think of like Christopher Reeve. He brought so much awareness about spinal injuries. And I don't remember much about what kind of treatments or surgeries he might have had, but have you had surgeries, or is there a surgery that can be done?
I didn't have any surgeries. When I was first injured, they were going to operate on me and put rods down in my spinal column, right, to give me that support, to stabilize it. Thankfully, they never. I'm glad, but they decided just to let me have, because I was a compressional. So when I fell, my spinal cord got compressed. It got squeezed a little bit. It wasn't broke sideways. Like, I wish I had. I don't have anything here. So it was just kind of. It wasn't broke sideways like that. So that's when they put the rods in to straighten your spine again. So since I was a compressional, my spine was still straight. And they just want to let me heal naturally like that. So I'm thankful that they did do that, because I hear people, I have friends that have rods in their back, and it gives them problems, a lot of pain. And that's one thing too I'm thankful for, is I don't have any pain. I have some discomfort with spasticity, but it's pros and cons with that, spasticity. But no operations I've had to have.
Okay. And are there experimental treatment programs out there? I just don't know enough about it, but it makes me wonder what's out there that.
Yeah, there is. I have a cousin who's a doctor down in Louisiana, and she's always sending me different articles on research and treatments that are available. But honestly, I kind of I'll read the treatments, but then I'm like, okay, there's that 0.0%, 1% chance that I might get worse than I am. So I'm not taking that. Even if it's a 1% chance or less than a 1% chance, I said, I'm not taking that chance to end up being worse than I am. So I'm happy the way I am right now.
Good to know. Again, any questions you guys have for Shane, put them in the chat. And I'm going to go on now so we talked about your YouTube life. And I thank you for sharing your story with us. Again, it's just a great reminder not to take mobility for granted, not to take. I would imagine that because you were athletic before the injury, that probably helped, right? Helped in your recovery.
Yeah, that's what my doctor said. He said because I was young and I was athletic and in good, fairly good shape. He said that that's definitely going to help with my journey, getting back up on my feet. And I learned a lot too from other people in my situation of what to do and what not to do. To preserve my shoulders, diet, because I seen some people that just really didn't care, and I said, okay, I don't want to be like that. I'm not going to do what they're doing. I'm going to follow the people that are, taking care of themselves. So I'm going to go with that crowd, right? So, yeah.
All
So that's
right.
what I try to help teach.
So talking about diet, then, what's your favorite kind of food?
Okay. My favorite part of food does not fit in my diet. My favorite food is like pizza and chicken wings and nachos. That is my favorite.
Do you have a splurge day every now and then, though, where you eat that stuff? Okay,
yeah. You gotta treat yourself. You gotta live life, right? So
you can't deny yourself.
Yeah, no. I just work hard, and like I said, up like tonight, it's usually a pizza night, and I'll probably have a couple pieces of pizza tonight. And, yeah.
And do you like to travel?
I do. I love to travel. Like I did a lot of traveling playing wheelchair basketball. Like we went to Japan, Brazil, all over the United States playing basketball, all over Canada. And I actually kind of got burnt out of traveling. That was in the 2000s up until about 2008. From 2002 to 2008, I had like 6 years of just traveling like twice a month. And in the summertime break, we didn't travel in the summertime. But I love traveling. Family and I, we go down to Florida every couple years. So next year's our plan to go down to Florida and enjoy the sunshine and the beaches.
Okay. Because I was going to ask the farthest you've traveled, but is it Japan?
Yeah, I'd say Japan. Yeah, it'd be the farthest.
Did you like Japan?
Yeah, I went there twice.
Okay.
So, I really
on my bucket list.
So Japan is so amazing. The people there are so amazing. And this was back in 2004 that I was there. And they were so far advanced than, my part of the world here in the East Coast, New Brunswick, when it comes to accessibility. I couldn't believe it. Like back and still today, if we were to compare New Brunswick with Japan back in 2004, Japan was so far ahead of us now, still today.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just they're on top of it. Like they are on top of it.
So here's Tony or Joni or Tony and Joni asking where you are. They're also in your province.
Yeah, I'm in New Brunswick, Fredericton. I'm just outside Fredericton, New Brunswick.
So there again, you guys hook up. There's a YouTube family connection right there.
I think I got you. I might be subscribed to them already. I'm not sure.
Maybe because I think did I meet y'all at Tuber Chat, Tony and Joni? I can't remember if that's where I met them because I know that's where I met you, Shane. Was it Kevin's channel? Kevin. And hello, Rich. Rich New Design is here. Thanks for being here.
Rich.
So yes, they're in New Brunswick as well. So I'm not very Canada savvy. So in that province, what else is in that province? Or is New Brunswick the province?
New Brunswick's the province.
Okay.
And it's a very small province. It's basically woods, all forest. Okay. We have 3 major cities in New Brunswick. It'd be Fredericton, St. John, Moncton. And then if you go up north, there's a small city town, Bathurst, up that way.
Okay. But, so I guess your provinces are like our states. You got a state, and then we have cities in the states.
Yep.
Okay.
I did see a question that came up, I think, about spinal cord pain.
Yes, from Amber Angel's Truth. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm very fortunate, Amber, is that I don't have any spinal pain. I do have spasticity that shoots down my legs every once in a while. Well, depending on the day, I guess. The more I sit in my chair, not being mobile, the more my spasticity increases. And then I just have to either get up, stretch out, or lay down and stretch out or move around a bit, and then they'll reduce. But yeah, no pain. So I'm really thankful for that.
Is your injury, does that make you susceptible to like arthritis type stuff? And is there arthritis in your family? Is that something you worry about?
Yeah, I noticed it, arthritis. I have arthritis in my hands from pushing the wheelchair a lot. A little bit in my elbows too. I'm noticing that over the past year. But other than that, it's not severe, so it's quite manageable. Like especially if my elbows, if I notice my elbows are really, really sore, I just won't go to the gym and lift, or take the day off.
Right.
Just let it heal. So yeah.
And then I know you said you're not really supposed to have pizza and wings, but what is the diet for you? What kind of diet do you
if
strive?
if I go on a meal plan, it's usually what I have is rice and chicken, rice and lean ground beef with sweet potato with like vegetables on the side. I basically eat away from what my family's eating. So when they have their supper, like if they have their pork chops and potatoes and gravy and all that stuff, I'm sitting here eating my rice and chicken with spinach and sweet potato, something like that. So
And
yeah,
this is a diet that you've taken on now because of your injury, or is that the kind of stuff you always liked to eat even before?
Oh no, I kind of I've taken on these types of diets when I went into a competition about 2 years ago. I think it was. I follow his bodybuilder on YouTube, Jay Cutler, and he had, when everything went on lockdown, he had a online competition, bodybuilding competition, or not a bodybuilding. It's just like a better yourself. Set your own goals. And you give them the before pictures, you set your goal, and you give them the after pictures with your weight and that kind of stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I said, and he coaches you through it. It's a 6-week program. So he gave us these meal plans. Excuse me. He gave us these meal plans, and I kind of bring them out every once in a while when I want to start shredding. And that's what in the phase I'm in right now too. So I brought it back in, but for an everyday diet, I just kind of watch what I eat. Like I just stay away from the like I don't eat fast food, except for the pizza when I have the pizza. But like I won't go to McDonald's or Burger King and that kind of stuff. Just watch the intake. The volume of stuff you put in your body, right? That's the biggest thing I have is, I have a huge sweet tooth. And when I go to my mother's place, she just loads the sweets. Like at dessert, it's just like you don't have one pie for dessert. You have 3 different pies, and you have a pan of brownies. And it's like, oh my gosh, I got to have one of each.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt her feelings. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that's my biggest problem is volume. So if I can control the volume, it's all good.
Hello, Connie Cleary. Thanks for being here today. And then a question from Mayfield Ranch. What's your favorite place you've traveled?
Gosh, I'd have to say my favorite place to travel would be down in Florida. I just love Florida so much. Fort Myers. My father-in-law had a place down there, and we used to visit that quite often. And Fort Myers Beach, just loved it down there. Just
my favorite eagles. So I'm a huge eagle nest watcher, live stream eagle nest cams. Yeah. My favorite eagles, the first ones I ever discovered on YouTube, are in Fort Myers.
Okay,
they're pretty much world famous eagles.
Yeah,
and they've had a bizarre season this year, so I think even more people are learning about them and watching the live streams to see what happens. So so that's kind of fun. I've never been to Fort Myers. I lived in Jacksonville, Florida for 4 years when I was a little girl. That's on the East Coast.
Fort Myers got hit hard with a hurricane last fall, I think it was.
Yeah, it did.
And just leveled the whole coast. And it was, my aunt lives in Pine Island. It's north of that, north of Fort Myers, I think a little north. And she did okay. Like they were okay. But as far as Fort Myers, like my father-in-law's trailer park, he doesn't have a place there anymore. He sold it before the hurricane.
Oh, okay.
But it's just flat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Horrible. Yeah, that's part of the bizarre season with these eagles is because of that hurricane, but it's stayed bizarre even since then. So Creekside Maples, they have a daughter and son-in-law that live in Fredericton.
Yeah, I think we might have connected before, Creekside Maples, because this sounds familiar. I think this sounds familiar. Yeah.
Are you a snow lover?
I'm not a snow lover. I take it as it comes because I use it for skiing to keep in shape and to get outside during the winter. If I could live in Florida without snow, I'd be just as happy because sometimes, pushing through a snowstorm, if I'm at the gym or if I'm out and around somewhere doing something and it starts snowing and I got to push through snow to get to my car or wipe off my car, it's kind of a pain in the butt. But, I take it as it comes. I'm happy with it, happy without it.
You might have done a skiing live or skiing video before that I just had not seen, but when you did your live stream 10 days or so ago skiing,
Yeah.
it's the first time I ever realized that there was such a thing as a ski wheelchair.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had no idea, and I really can't get my own nerve up to try skiing. So thinking about you having to do it sitting in a wheelchair just impressed me that much more.
Yeah.
But that's a thing, y'all. Shane
Yeah.
skis from his wheelchair. It's a thing.
Yeah.
So I know you made mention of a cat or cats. What pets do you have?
We have 2 cats, and it's the first time we've had cats ever in our family. It's the first time I've had a cat since I was a kid. My son wanted a cat. There's a local pet store, and next to the high school, and he and his friends went over, and there's this cat up for adoption. Is fully grown 4-year-old cat, male, and he just fell in love with it. He went and visited the cat every day at lunch hour. And so we went up to visit the cat, and we said, okay, we'll put her name in for adoption. We applied to adopt it, and in the meantime, after it was being processed, Max, he kept going up every day at lunch hour to visit the cat, and we got him.
That was a done deal then. Yeah.
And then when we got his name's Stuart, and then when we got Stuart, a friend of mine, her cat had litter kittens, so there's a few there that needed homes. So we said, why not get another one? Get a friend for Stuart. So
yeah, I think they do better if they have a playmate. Yeah.
It's just fun. I forgot how interesting cats are. They're very interesting critters, they're fun to watch.
Built-in entertainment. Absolutely.
Very fun to watch.
Yeah. We have a whole house full of cats here. So I'm working on my crazy cat lady. My crazy cat lady.
We usually have dogs. We've always had dogs.
Yeah, we got those too.
Yeah, we had to put our 2 dogs down within an 8-month period of each other. So we take a little break from dogs, but we're kind of looking for maybe in the summertime to adopt a dog. And
all right. And so Tony and Joni say after living in the South for 16 years and then moving back up to New Brunswick, they're done with the snow already.
Yeah.
And we don't get it here often enough. So it's such a novelty here, but we don't even know what to do with it. So when it snows here, pretty much everything shuts down.
Yeah.
Like schools will close, and like the power can't keep up, and people lose their electricity, and so we're just not really built for the snow right here. I think a lot of people think it snows a lot in North Texas, and in the North Texas Panhandle it does snow a lot, but not here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So
I've been to Dallas. Yeah, I played ball in Dallas. Yeah, we've been there because I remember one time Dallas-Fort Worth. I remember I was going to Dallas. Okay. But then when we were flying in, the plane announced about to land in Fort Worth, and I was like starting to panic. I was like, I'm not going to Fort Worth. I'm going to Dallas, but I guess it's all the same place, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. They just said Fort Worth Airport. Yeah. So I was like, whoa, I'm going to Dallas.
Yeah, and it's weird because I think the airport is like in what we consider Irving, but I think it has a Fort Worth address, but it's called Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.
Yeah.
So if you were famous, what would you be famous for?
If I was famous? I don't know. Making a fool of myself, maybe. Putting my foot in my mouth, that'd probably be a good one.
Hey, whatever works. What do you watch most on YouTube? What kind of channels do you find yourself watching most?
I watch a lot of music channels, karaoke, creators making music, and basically whatever kind of pops up, I just click. If I see something interesting, whatever, I'll watch it. Outdoor stuff, I watch that. Scratch and Pete PA, there he is.
Pete, yeah, I knew you'd know Pete, so I thought I'd put that up there so we could both say hi to him.
And I'll listen to I like to listen to like documentaries. Like I'll go on like YouTube and like behind the music, pick a band, like say the Eagles, and you'll listen to their journey, how they became a band, and their highs and their lows. And because I work from home, I'm on the computer for like 8 hours a day, and I'll just put the headphones on and click whatever I'm listening to and go from there.
So
And
tell me I know you've mentioned karaoke several times. Are you a singer though?
in my own mind, yeah. In the
Okay.
car, I'm a car singer and a shower singer.
Okay. Like, have you ever sung and someone's heard you and they said, "Hey, you're pretty good"?
Yeah, I guess people say I can carry a tune, and I did sing once on Verna Corden's. She has a YouTube channel that does karaoke, and I did sing on her once, but that took a lot for me to get up there and sing.
And I ask because this is my musical March, and I'm posting 3 cover songs a week.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe you and I can talk sometime, and maybe we can do some kind of little collaboration.
Okay.
And so I did some collaborations with the Vineyard Chicks where they, their part was recorded, and then I just did a split screen and I did my part. And I think they turned out super cute, and it was really fun.
I'm gonna go look at those.
But I just don't know a lot of other singers yet to do other collaborations like that. So I might shoot you an email sometime, and we'll see if we can come up with something.
We'll see. Yeah, it'll take me a lot to get out there, but hey, but that's what I do though. I kind of go outside my boundaries, and
that's how you grow. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you said you like movies. Do you have a favorite kind of movies, or a favorite movie, or your top 3 movies maybe?
Kind of movies. I have such a wide variety of movies that I like. Same with music too. Like for music, I like anything like the Beach Boys are like my favorite band, all the way up to heavy metal, Metallica, and you name it. I have that wide, huge umbrella of music, and same with movies too. But I like a good drama. I like a nice, something that it's got meaning. So like it's true stories. I really like watching true stories. So yeah.
I haven't seen this yet, but it's on my watch list at Amazon. That Viggo Mortensen 13 Lives, about the team of boys. It's a sport. I think there may be a soccer team, and they're in a cave, and there's a landslide or something. So that's on my watch list because I'm a Viggo Mortensen fan. But that's the kind of movies I'm imagining when you say you like
things like that. My wife had actually she watched it without me, so she told me I should watch it.
Okay, so she gave it a thumbs up.
She gave it a thumbs up.
Okay, yeah. So it's on my watch list. I just haven't done it yet. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore, so.
Yeah, me neither. TV's hardly on.
Yeah. Yeah. I just said last week when I asked that question of the guest last week about TV, I haven't met anyone yet. I don't think I've had any guests on the show yet that say, "Oh yeah, we're always watching TV." Everyone has said, we just don't really. No, we don't really watch TV. Now, a lot of them are like me, and they have Amazon or Hulu or something, and they'll binge a show. Maybe each season they'll binge a show, but nobody just like when I was growing up. I feel like the TV was always on.
That was it.
Even if we weren't watching it, the TV was always on.
Yeah,
and now I only turn the TV on if I'm going to the grocery store or something, because I'm convinced that it calms the dogs down to kind of hear people talking. And I don't know if it does or not. I think they just sleep the whole time when I'm away. But do you consider yourself more introverted or extroverted?
Oh, I guess it depends on the situation. When I go into a crowded room, I'm more of an introvert until I kind of get the feeling and get the vibe. Like I'm the type of person that probably come in the room and you wouldn't really notice that I'm there, unless I run over your toes or something. But that's happened. But if you get me out playing sports, if you get me on the hockey out in the rink playing sledge hockey or basketball court or in that group, that atmosphere, I'm definitely an extrovert. Like, I don't stop chirping, and even after the game, if we're out with a group of friends, like the team or whatever like that, I'm definitely out, extrovert. But I guess this depends on the situation.
Okay.
But eventually, I'll kind of warm up and get, if I'm in a crowded room, and I'll come out a little bit.
Okay. And do you consider yourself more analytical or artistic?
Mix of both. It's funny you say that because I'm very analytical. Like I love numbers, but at the same time, I'm always like with the music that I play, I'm always making stuff up that way. And my son's very artistic, and I tell my wife she's not artistic at all. I said he gets it from me because when I was a kid growing up, I'm always painting. I was always doing something like making, building something. But right now, I think my artistic, excuse me, I comes out in my music that I jam with and tinker with. Right.
Okay,
So,
fun.
yeah.
Are you on other social media? Do you want to put in some plugs for your other social media?
Yeah, I have a TikTok and Instagram. I don't do a whole lot on there. I haven't in a while. Like I probably say the next like last month or so, I haven't posted a whole lot.
Okay.
It's just whenever I think of it, I'll throw something on there. So
Okay.
it's ParaLife TV is my Instagram, and same with TikTok. It's ParaLife TV.
And then for the channel, do you have some video ideas in the works? You got some stuff you're working on filming and editing right now?
Yeah, I'm probably going to launch this evening another skiing video, but I focus a lot on the accessibility of the trails, like how to get on the trails. And there's a lodge, Clarny Lake is where I am, and there's a lodge there. So I show the accessibility of the lodge, the washrooms, that type of thing.
Okay.
Because there's other skiers out there, whether they have to use a sit ski or whatever, don't know about Clarny Lake, the trail system there, and you know how beautiful it is and how easy it is to access the trails. So,
okay,
good to get out.
Okay, and then so again, chat. Any questions for Shane before I ask him my final question? Here's the final question I always ask.
Drum roll.
Yeah. You're stranded on an island.
Okay.
What 3 things do you want to have with you?
Oh boy, my wheelchair.
Okay, yeah.
My wheelchair. My wife. And I guess I got to take one kid. I got 2 kids, so I'm gonna leave my wife.
Twins. They're twins, so they count as one unit.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna leave my wife with my kids, so they can stay there. I'll be on the strand. I get my wheelchair. I have to hopefully get my cell phone with internet connection, so I can. YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're set.
There you go.
You're set. Do you have questions? Do you have questions for me? Do you have questions for anybody in the chat?
I'm gonna go over to the chat. Okay. I'm looking at StreamYard right now because I found when I went on to the YouTube, I was like delayed behind.
Oh yeah, so it's 15 or 20 seconds, I think, delay. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Oh, okay. I can see who's here now. New Rich.
And this StreamYard, when you're on StreamYard, you can chat you can scroll all the way back to the very first comment, I think. Oh, whereas really? on YouTube, you can only scroll up, like 20 minutes or so worth of comments. So
yeah, I just had it clicked on the private chat on StreamYard, so that's why I didn't see anything. So now I hit comments, so now I can see everybody. Hey, how you doing?
All right, let's see. I think I saw a comment or a question. Let's see, from John Pedroza. Wonder how easy it is to transport 2 wheelchairs. Just even one wheelchair. So if you get on a flight, for example, what are the logistics of that, of getting on a flight?
Yeah. You have to call ahead or let the airline know that you have a wheelchair, that you either have a manual wheelchair or an electric wheelchair. And they'll put a note on your ticket or on your booking that you need assistance. And then you need to show up. They prefer you to show up 2 hours before you're loading, so they can so they can prepare you to get on the plane ahead of everybody else, which is great. So a couple ways I get on is that they have an aisle chair. If the plane is super small and I can't wheel my chair up to my seat, they can bring an aisle chair in. Okay. And they'll transfer over to an aisle chair. It's very thin, and they'll seatbelt you in, and then they'll pull you back to your seat.
Okay.
So, I got cough. And then the same thing getting off. And then they'll take your wheelchair, they'll put it underneath for you.
Okay.
But a little tip, though, is if they're taking your wheelchair under, take your cushion with you. And if you have any loose articles on your chair, like if you're able, like side guards that protect your clothing, if you take those off and keep them. Anything in your pouch that you have, take your pouch off because things get knocked off or broken. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
I've had cushions I'm missing. And
so John said he was thinking you had a regular and a trail wheelchair.
okay. Yeah, what I have, John, is one of the most amazing vehicles ever made. It's called a minivan. Those things are awesome. Like, they're not gonna get the chicks with them, but yeah,
Who knows?
you know, yeah, you never know. I don't need that anyways. I already have my wife, right? Uh, but I can pack so much stuff into my minivan. I can put my everyday wheelchair. I could put my bike, my hand cycle. I could put my wheelchair basketball in there as well, and then take out my bike. I could put in my hockey gear. So yeah, I can carry. Depending on the season, I can carry, and I could actually take 2 kids. So I still have room for 2 kids.
Uh-huh. The wife has to stay home though.
Yeah, she doesn't like hockey and she doesn't go biking. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, pour them on. I don't mind. Ask away.
The dad van.
The dad van. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The dad van.
Yeah. Or I know a lot of soccer moms. So a lot of soccer moms will have those minivans.
Yeah. Actually, this little side story was a friend of mine I've known for a while. He's in a wheelchair as well. And he's always a little Honda Mazda sports car kind of guy. And we went on a road trip to Quebec City for a hockey tournament, para ice hockey. And I took my minivan. And he was like, okay, this is really cool. He said, you can fit a lot of stuff in here. And he's seen how I was getting in and out. I had to take my chair apart. I just threw it in the side door. And then it was probably maybe he came to my cottage back in September. And he drove in my driveway with a minivan.
Yeah.
I was like, man, when did you get the minivan?
Converted him. Yeah.
He said, like, man, he said, I seen how easy it was driving, to Quebec City with the minivan. He said, I traded in my Mazda and got a minivan.
Yeah, good for him. See, you're doing a service there too.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So I think some people are heading out. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming and being my guest today, Shane. This was a blessing and an honor. And if you are not already connected with Shane here on YouTube, please check out his channel. Do all the YouTube things. You guys know the drill. Watch a video of at least 3 minutes. I like to watch a couple of videos that are at least 3 minutes long before I subscribe. And on those videos, I make sure to comment, like the video, share videos, all the things that YouTube is going to be measuring to know that you're a real person and that you meant to do what you're doing, so that those subscriptions will stick and you can help grow channels that way. So I invite you and encourage you and challenge you to go to Shane's channel, do all the things, and show him some support there. And I'm going to turn you loose. You can hang out in the chat. You can hang out backstage, whatever you'd like to do. I'll spin for my channel of the week. And then we usually do a few little fun facts. Did you know? And on this day in history stuff.
Yeah, I'll hang out.
And then we'll wrap it. Yeah. But I'm just blessed that you were here today. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you again for having me on. I really, really appreciate it. And I enjoy talking with you. And I'll think of some bloopers probably after the fact of YouTube.
Yeah. Your crazy YouTube moments. Yeah. Take care.
Okay. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So let's spin for channel of the week. I'm so excited that Shane was able to be on the show today, guys. And I hope you enjoyed that. Here's a comment from Dancing Alone with Reynolds. John Travolta did okay with the girl in his minivan. Yeah. And yes, so Shane, if you're still in the chat, we'll give him a minute to get in the chat. You and Creekside Maples need to hook up. I'd love to see a collaboration video there. You guys find something to do together in a video. That would be really neat, I think. All right, so let me, share my screen. Let's spin for channel of the week. See who we get. The day that channel of the week comes up as the person I just interviewed, I'm buying a lottery ticket. Warmstrong Adventures, Bill over at Warmstrong Adventures, lots of cruise material there. He's a very nice guy. He's doing live streams pretty regularly as well. So you can get to know him and travel along with some of his cruise adventures. So go over and tell him hello. And now let's look at some, or let me stop this and let me pull up my Did You Knows. This is a different page of Did You Knows. So I don't know that it'll have anything from the other Did You Know pages that I usually use. Did you know August, the month of August, has the highest number of births? So I guess that just means worldwide. I used to think, certain times of the year, maybe there were more babies born because 9 months before it was really cold. So people were closer together to stay warm. I used to think that, but if that's just like true across the world, I know not everybody has winter and summer at the same times. So I'm sure I'm wrong there. Did you know the most commonly used letter in the alphabet is E? I think you guys did know that. We talked about the book. There's a book of 50,000 words that's written, and the letter E does not appear in it anywhere. It's an English book. I haven't read it yet. If anybody has a copy, can I borrow it? Let's see. Number 3, penguin urine makes up about 3% of Antarctica's glaciers. Who knew that? Raise your hand if you knew that. What an interesting thing. And how would they know that? How would they know that? I just am such a skeptic, y'all. Did you know in Italy, people call Mickey Mouse Topolino? I think I've heard that. Did you know, we have covered this one. Did you know grapes explode in the microwave? I think actually what the thing I shared with you before, it said they burst into flames. They catch fire in the microwave. Did you know kissing for 1 minute will burn roughly 26 calories? Did you know that? Just be careful because then there might be a baby in August, right? Did you know only 2 countries use the color purple in their flags? Did you know that Oreos are technically vegan? Vegan? Yeah, I think those people pronounce it vegan, right? Did you know Dolly Parton once entered a look-alike contest but lost to a man? Did you know the Aztecs invented popcorn? I think we talked about that before too. Did you know the average person falls asleep in 7 minutes? And if you missed it a week or two ago, the average person takes 21 seconds to pee. Where are all these people that are measuring these kind of things? How does that happen? How many people participate in the studies so that they can get these averages? Did you know rats can laugh? I didn't know that. John says there was a famous mouse in Mexico named Topogigo. I don't know. I'm sure I'm butchering that. But that's interesting because that's similar to Topogino. Oops. Where did this go? Oh, I just closed my Did You Know window. So that's fine. Maybe it's time to close that window. And let's move on to on this day. Let's see. On this day, in the year 45 BC, in his last victory, Julius Caesar defeats the Pompeian forces of Titus Labienus and Pompey the Younger in the Battle of Munda. That's the first entry on this day page today. Yeah, I didn't know rats could laugh either. And I mean, I can't say I've had a lot of experience with rats, but when I was a senior in high school, I think it was the first year that there was a biology 2 course, just because there'd never been enough interest in it before. And so I was taking a second biology course because I had all these plans. I was going to go into medicine, and we had rats. We asked to have rats in the classroom. And the story that we told our teacher was that we wanted to have one albino rat, and then, one parent be albino and one parent be, not albino, because we wanted to do studies and statistics on what percentage of the offspring were albino versus not albino, which is not really what we wanted to do. I don't think anybody ever recorded anything. We just wanted to have pet rats in the classroom. So she let us have them, and she had been teaching a long time. I'm sure she knew that. But the rats were, it was a nice surprise to me because I had not had any experience with pet rats before that year. And the rats, like, you could put them up on your shoulder and they would just sit up on your shoulder and they would sleep. And if she needed somebody to take something to another classroom or to take something to the office, she'd let us take the rat with us, and the rat would just sit on our shoulder. And this class, this biology 2 class, was the first class right after lunch. So like my lunch period was 11:30 to 12:30 or whatever. And this class was at 12:30 every day. And so these rats, they're smart. So everybody would come back from lunch, and we would always have French fries or, something left over from our lunch to feed these rats. And they just would have the best time. And so they would be on our desks, and they would come over and eat the food out of our hands. And anyway, so there's my, just because John brought up something again about rats. And oh yeah, in New York, they're not afraid of humans. Well, and the rats, we see rats here every now and then, which is why I don't mind when the rat snakes show up. I just have to balance having the rat snakes around the duck and goose pen, because rat snakes also like eggs. And if we have ducklings and goslings about to hatch, that's not a fun thing to discover that the rat snake has eaten eggs that have little creatures in them that are about to make their entrance into the world. Oh, Richard must be home. But so let's go back now to the on this day. I think I keep closing these windows, y'all, because I have the screen in front of me. Okay, so we'll just go back. That's quick enough. On this day. All right. So we did the 45 BC. Let's see. What's the next entry? The next entry in the year 180, not 100, not 100 AD, but in 180, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius dies, leaving his son Commodus, aged 18, as sole emperor. I didn't know that. Let's jump ahead. Oh, here's something about St. Patrick's Day. On this day in 432, St. Patrick, aged about 16, is captured by Irish pirates from his home in Great Britain and taken as a slave to Ireland. Wow, that's the traditional date. Wow. Let's jump ahead a little. On this day in 1452, here comes a butcher opportunity. Battle of Los Alporcones. Forces of kingdoms of Castile and Murcia defeat Emirate of Granada near Lorca, part of the Spanish Reconquista. I probably got every other word right? I probably pronounced every other word right. On this day in 1521, Magellan reaches the Philippines. Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan reaches the Philippines on this day in 1521. On this day in 1580, Prince Willem of Orange welcomed in Amsterdam. On this day in 1762 was the first, on this day in 1762 was the first St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City. Wow, who knew? On this day in 1775, Transylvania Land Company, headed by Richard Henderson, buys most of Kentucky through a treaty signed with Cherokee chiefs at Sycamore Shoals on the Watauga River, later declared illegal. Wow. On this day in 1776, British forces evacuate Boston to Nova Scotia during the Revolutionary War. On this day in 1804, Friedrich Schiller's play Willem Tell premieres. On this day in 1833, the Phoenix Society forms in New York. I don't know what the Phoenix Society is. On this day in 1854, first park land purchased by a U.S. city in Worcester, Massachusetts. And then on this day in 1860, 6 years after the forcible ending of Japan's isolationist policy by U.S. Navy Commodore Matthew C. Perry, the Japanese embassy arrives in San Francisco to sign a treaty of friendship. Matthew Perry, huh? On this day in 1861, Italy is unified into a single kingdom under Victor Emmanuel II, following the campaigns led by Giuseppe Garibaldi. Let's jump ahead. On this day in 1886 was the Carrollton Massacre. That's in Mississippi. 20 African Americans were killed. On this day in 1894, U.S. and China sign a treaty preventing Chinese laborers from entering the U.S. And then on this day in 1897, British boxer Bob Fitzsimmons KOs American champion Gentleman Jim Corbett in the 14th round. In the 14th round, I don't know a lot about boxing, but I know enough that seems like that's a long bout. In the 14th round to win world heavyweight title in Carson City, Nevada. How many rounds does a boxing match usually go? On this day in 1898, John Philip Holland achieves a successful test run for the first modern submarine off Staten Island, submerging for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And then on this day in 1900, American modern dancer Isadora Duncan gives her first European performance in London, England. Oh yeah, I like to show you all this. I just remember because there's all these pictures. Let's share. I think I did that last week for the first time. So y'all can read along with me. I hope it's, let me see. Yeah, okay. I have it in front of me so I can't see the StreamYard screen. 12 rounds. 12 rounds is pretty common. So maybe 14 wasn't as big a deal as I thought. On this day in 1901 at a show in Paris, 71, Vincent in Paris, 71. What does that mean? At a show in Paris, 71, Vincent van Gogh's paintings caused a sensation 11 years after his death. What does that mean? How is it? Why is that written like that? And then on this day in 1905, Albert Einstein finishes his scientific paper detailing his quantum theory of light, one of the foundations of modern physics. Some more boxing. Let's jump ahead. On this day in 1917, Albert Anastasia is convicted of murdering longshoreman George Torino. Look, it just says gangster under his picture. Gangster. On this day in 1918, U.S. Men's Figure Skating Championship won by Nathaniel Niles. So before I read the caption, I see this guy with a tennis racket, but it says he's a figure skater and a tennis player. Can he do both at the same time, though? That's what I want to know. On this day in 1921, Vladimir Lenin proclaims new economic politics. On this day in 1924, Eugene O'Neill's play Welded premieres in New York City. Skip some music. Oh, here's this guy. On this day in 1932, German police raid Adolf Hitler's Nazi headquarters. Lots of sports and war. On this day in 1938, the Italian Air Force, in support of Francisco Franco, bombs Barcelona during the Spanish Civil War. Wow. How'd they get that picture? Is that like a legit picture from 1938 from up in the air like that? On this day in 1942, General Douglas, isn't it? Doug MacArthur? Doug MacArthur, is his name? Douglas MacArthur arrives in Australia to become Supreme Commander. Looks like Ronald Reagan. On this day in 1947, Arnold J. Toynbee appears on the front cover of Time magazine. Obviously, he was a historian. All right, let's skip. Let's get a little more current. Let's get some names I know. On this day in 1968, Bee Gees make their U.S. TV debut on The Ed Sullivan Show, performing To Love Somebody and Words. Raise your hand if you're a Bee Gees fan. Love the Bee Gees. Always have. Always will. I think, I think Barry Gibb is the only still living Bee Gee, right? I mean, maybe some of the sisters. I think they had a couple sisters, too, that managed the band. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, right? Jesse, how'd they get that overhead shot like that? Things that make you go, Oh, where'd that go? All right. On this day in 1969, Golda Meir becomes Israel's fourth prime minister, the first and only female to hold the office. Here's some more music. On this day in 1972, Ringo Starr releases the single Back Off Boogaloo in the UK. In 1973, on this day, Queen Elizabeth II opens New London Bridge. Look at all the political and entertainment stuff. On this day in 1976, there's a bunch of 76s. Let's just read all the 76s. 4 Catholic civilians, including 2 children, are killed and 12 wounded when the Ulster Volunteer Force explode a car bomb at Hillcrest Bar in Dungannon. Did I just butcher Dungannon? That sounds like a British name. That sounds like an Irish, maybe, place name. On this day, also in 1976, boxer Reuben Hurricane Carter is retired in the U.S. after being convicted of murder in 1967. Sentence is upheld but overturned in 1985. Also on this day in 76, Malakhov skates world record 1,000 meters, 1 minute 15.76 seconds. Wow, 1,000 meters. Well, I know it's not an hour and 15 minutes. That's a minute and 15 seconds. On this day in 1976 is the final one. U.S. performs nuclear test at Nevada test site. Let's jump to the 80s. Okay, let's look at NBA history. On this day in NBA history, in 1983, 70th hat trick in Islander history, Mike Bossy. I don't know that name. I don't keep up with basketball. Look at all the sports stuff. Cricket history. On this day in 1987, Sunil Gavaskar ends his test career with an innings of 96 v-Pack. I have no idea what I just said. Sunil Gavaskar ends his test career with an innings of 96 v-Pack. Someone help me translate that. I got a cricket expert in the chat, maybe. Where's Lee? Where's Lee when you need him? Where's Adam when I need him? On this day in 1988, Les Miserables opened at Det Norsk Teatre. I'm just guessing in Oslo. I don't know how. I don't speak Oslo. On this day in 1990, Scotland beats England 13-7 at Murrayfield, Edinburgh for its 14th outright Five Nations Rugby Championship, 3rd Grand Slam title, and 10th Triple Crown. That was a big deal. In 1991, at the BAFTA Awards on this day, 44th British Film and Television Awards, the BAFTAs, Goodfellas, Best Film, Martin Scorsese, Best Director. Is Martin Scorsese, is that Nicolas Cage's? Are they related? Am I thinking of the right person? Who's Nicolas Cage's like uncle? Is it Martin Scorsese? No, it's Francis Ford Coppola. Well, that's not who that is, so it doesn't matter. Okay, on this day in 1992, South African President F.W. de Klerk wins a white-only referendum. Let's skip some of these entertainment ones. On this day in 1995, Sinn Féin leader Jerry Adams visits the White House in Washington, D.C. Lots of sports. On this day in 2012, Messenger spacecraft begins its extended mission. Oh, you need to look into that. I wonder where it is now. On this day in 2013, Pope Francis delivers his first Angelus prayer and blessing. On this day in 2014, Sia releases her single Chandelier with a music video featuring Maddie Ziegler. Wow, she's all grown up now. Look at that. I can't even believe that's the same little girl. Okay. On this day in 2019, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro arrives in the U.S. for face-to-face meetings with Donald Trump. I'm sure I messed up Mr. Bolsonaro's name too. On this day in 2020, Chad begins repaying a $100 million debt to Angola with cattle as more than 1,000 cows arrive in Luanda. Wow. Those were the good old days, though, right? When people just bartered for stuff before there was currency around. You needed bread and I need eggs, so we just swap out. So wouldn't that be nice if we could just pay for stuff with cattle or bread and eggs? On this day there's a lot of 2020s. On this day in 2020, UEFA, I don't know what that is, announces the postponement of its flagship national team football competition. Obviously, it's a football acronym. UEFA Euro 2020, due to be played in June and July due to the COVID-19 emergency. And then in 2021 on this day, America's Cup Auckland Emirates team New Zealand beats Italian yacht Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli by 46 seconds in a race 10 for a 7-3 series victory and retain the cup. Wow. I always think that sounds really cool, but I've never even taken a cruise, so I don't know how much I would enjoy being on a small. I mean, I know some of these yachts are big, but they're not like a cruise ship. I want to maybe do a cruise, but I don't know about being out in the middle of the ocean on a yacht. On this day in 2022, we'll read both of these since they're the last two entries here. Claude Giroux, NHL Philadelphia Flyers' longest-serving captain, becomes only second player in franchise history to play 1,000th game for the team, joining Bobby Clark. And also on this day in 2022, Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari apologizes for recent fuel shortages and power outages, including the failure of the national electricity grid and an increase in adulterated fuel. Wow, I got my exercise with those names, y'all, today. All right, so I hope you enjoyed our visit with Shane, because I thoroughly enjoyed my visit with Shane today. Check out Warmstrong Adventures, our channel of the week today. Check out our channel members and previous guests on the show. Together, we all grow and realize our dreams here. Again, RichKatRanch is closer and closer to 2,000 subscribers with each week that passes. I hope you guys will spread the word about us to help us get there. And I'm still in my musical march with covers coming out 3 times a week. So I have a cover premiering tomorrow afternoon and again on Sunday afternoon. And then I have next Wednesday's cover uploaded. And I don't remember if I have next Saturday's cover uploaded or not. But I'm working on a couple of other covers. And I asked at the beginning of the show if any of you wanted to see that process and get a little sneak peek. I may or may not use what I've recorded here for one of the next covers, but I thought if you just wanted to see how this editing software works and what I have to do to get these covers put together, I could show you, but you got to let me know if that's something you want to see so I can pull that up. I don't think I need this open over here. And if not, then just be watching for those to premiere. I'm putting up a short every day through the rest of March. I want to just experiment with that because I'll tell y'all, and I know Shane talked about he had done shorts at some point. I encourage any of you content creators to really take a look at how shorts can grow your channel and give you a boost. I know this week alone, I've put up 2 like little 15, 16 second shorts that have each earned, like 1,500 views. So just like right away, they just take off. And it seems like the shorter they are, the more views I get on them. So I don't even do the 60-second shorts anymore. And so I have short little like those 15, 17-second shorts that are going to go out every day for the rest of the month. And I want to see what that does for the channel, because it's interesting to me that I will have a short that will, again, get 1,500 views and I'll get 2 to 5 subscribers out of it for just that short. So if that's what people like on YouTube, then I want to offer that. So I'm going to be putting up shorts every day. Check them out. They're all, I think right now, all the ones that are going out they're animals. There are our animals here. Funny stuff with the animals, or, little memories with the animals, but they're super short shorts. And I'll have a report then for you at the end of the month on the 31st, when I do my end of quarter catch up stream, that'll be an open panel stream. So I encourage any of you who are content creators to come up, put in a plug for your channel, introduce yourselves to the audience, and let us know what's going on in your little corner of YouTube. Hello, Urban American Homestead. How are you? Anyway, so think on that. Try shorts if you haven't tried shorts, or if it's been a while since you did them. Do them again. I want to say Bland's Promised Land Ranch. So every time I go to Bland's Promised Land Ranch, they do a live every Thursday night. And like every time I go there, they've gained like another 2,000 subscribers. So they're probably at 10,000 subscribers today. And we started out about the same. We were on kind of the same path for a while, and we were moving along and growing at about the same speed. But I know Monica said last night that they had one short that she put out, and they do like 60-second shorts. She'll do like a little tutorial short, and she'll talk about canning, or there's something about their cattle that Eric will do. And I don't know which short she means, but she said one of their shorts, I think she said it got them like 6,000 subscribers. I'll have to go back down and watch to see if she said 6,000. Maybe she said 2,000. In any case, it was thousands of subscribers for a short. And that would explain why I was at their channel one week, and then the next week I was at their channel and they had gained 2,000 subscribers. So that seems to be, in our instant gratification society, that seems to be what a lot of people want to look at on YouTube, is shorts. And maybe because, reels on Instagram and the whole TikTok concept, the reels on Facebook, that just people are busy. And I guess that's easier for them to devote time to just watching shorts than to just watch other kinds of videos. So we'll keep putting out those videos on the channel. But if you're watching for shorts, they're going to go out at noon every day on our channel. We'll have a new one up. And again, some are funny, some are just little snippets, stuff with the animals here. But lives. Okay, so Urban American Homestead, I'll just tell you now from experience, live streams are the way to get your watch hours. So they're a great way to grow your channel, but they're particularly great for getting the watch hours that you need. We've got some live streams, we're not even on them. The live streams from last spring, when Scully was sitting on the goose eggs to hatch some goslings for us. And I have a couple of live streams that have gotten like 400 watch hours for a 12-hour live stream. I mean, I haven't looked now to see how much. Maybe it's even more than that. And I know these live streams, when I do my Friday live streams here, over the course of like a couple of weeks, some of these live streams will have 50 and 60 watch hours. My Peter Tragos live stream, because that's my most watched live stream ever, was Peter Tragos. And that's just because he's a huge channel. So a lot of his channel followers have watched it. And I think the last time I looked at that, I want to say it had like 250 or 300 watch hours just for an hour and a half or 2-hour live stream. So it's a great way to grow your channel. And I think I know I enjoy live streams because I get to see the content creator just be the content creator. It's not them acting. I don't want to say acting because I don't feel like I'm acting in my videos, but it's not a planned, controlled video when they put up videos. So I really like the more personal connection that I feel like I get when I watch other people's live streams. So yeah, I encourage you to do that. And then report back to me then when you start seeing those watch hours. Give it a few days or a week or so as more people stop by your channel and watch. Scripted, yeah. So maybe it's the scripted stuff that, it's not as personal. It just doesn't feel as personal. The really good YouTubers make that feel very personal too. That's why they're really good and really big, because they can even make you feel connected like a live stream, even when it's a scripted video. But anyway, so I'm going to turn you guys loose. I'm proud that Gucci and MJ finally figured out something so that they didn't harass us through the whole video. Of course, I don't know if you can hear them in the background. They're starting to get all riled up again, but that's because Richard is home. That's not unusual. The dogs will be so good. They're so quiet. I can record covers or record a video or do a live stream. Oh, and they're so good. And then Richard gets home and they go berserk. It's just like human kids, y'all. It's just like when my human kids were little and at home. Here's MJ. MJ's in my lap now, apologizing. I don't think they can see you, honey. Anyway, so be blessed, be safe, be happy, be well. Make some shorts, do some live streams. I will see you on Tuesday for Cat's Clatch. I don't know what passage we're going to be looking at yet. I'm always taking suggestions for passages if you got something that's a favorite of yours, and I'll put together a little devotional for that. And then I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow premieres a cover. What is tomorrow's cover premiere? Bridge Over Troubled Water. That premieres tomorrow. And then Sunday, I'm just going to go ahead and give this a shout out because it was it's been among my most challenging covers, but it's the kind of music, it's the style I like to do best, I think. So Skyfall, the James Bond theme, Skyfall comes out on Sunday. So be watching for those. See you on Tuesday. I'll see you next Friday. I didn't go down the list of subscribers to tell you. I think Jerry from Butler Family Farm, I think, is my guest next Friday. Is that right? I'll have to look at that again. But I'll see you Friday for the Roundup again. I hope you're having good weather. I hope you're healthy and everybody you love is healthy. We love you guys. I thank you for being here and hanging out with us. Thanks again to Shane for being my guest today. Again, be safe, be happy, be well, be blessed. Love to all from RichKatRanch, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll leave the chat open for a little bit so you guys can say your farewells.